Notre Dame 52, Florida State 3. Ooh, man, Notre Dame just laying an absolute beat down on the Florida State Seminoles. Ooh, Tim, what'd you think about this one? It was yikes. There's a lot to talk about for Notre Dame just beating up on a one-win team. I feel like we have a lot to talk about. What are your initial thoughts on this one?
Then you got more than me to talk about, but let's see what you want to talk about, and I'll chime in off of that. That was man, for someone who's watched a lot of Florida State over the years, for someone that I learned football from a lot of the Florida State coaches. Those guys used to come out back when I was a younger lad, back in the old Stovall Clinic in the old Orange County Convention Center, man. Florida State used to come out to Southern California like every year, send their coaches to the coaches clinic in March. That was some of the worst football I've ever seen. So I'm going to be brutally honest. That was bad. I don't even know what Florida State. They got some freaks, man. They got some dudes that could run around, huge defensive line, caused a lot of havoc against Notre Dame, trying to run the ball at times. Obviously, Notre Dame had some big broken plays. Hopefully the crowd was fun. Hopefully the recruits enjoyed it and had a lot of fun. It was, to me, man, it was a ho-hum game. So hopefully this is just, I mean, it's odd because I don't want to sit here and complain because you score 52-3. It was almost like a scrimmage at times, it felt like. And, when you wanted to watch a damn football game. So hopefully Virginia brings a little bit more gusto to the energy next week, and got Army, and then obviously the big road trip to the Coliseum here in a couple of weeks. But overall, I mean, the whole point is, right, Mike, is to get to that 8 seed. So they're going to just keep fighting away and see if they could get that 8 somehow, some way. Obviously, we'll talk about the upsets and the greater landscape of college football here, and go from there. But no, I mean, some great individual performances today, and we'll just roll from there.
Folks, please hit the thumbs up on this video. Subscribe to the Blue and Gold YouTube channel for more content. blueandgold.com for more post-game coverage and message board discussion. Super chat from Just One ND Gal says, "Hey committee, we got your style points right there." $5.23 super chat to remind everyone that 52-3 scoreboard. Just One ND Gal, appreciate you. Tim, I think what stands out that we have to talk about right away was the sacks. I mean, Tim. That was worse than like when Bama plays that poor like your prime Nick Saban Alabama plays that poor FCS team.
Yep.
This was that, but worse. I feel like Florida State. Tim, I predicted Florida State would be up 3-0 at the end of the first quarter. That was my, and then I was like, Notre Dame will roll from there. I was close, right? It was 7-3.
Had they had the ball first,
running the ball, and oh my gosh, Tim, they didn't want to be there. I want to talk about the punt team for FSU. How bad that special teams is that Notre Dame, they blocked like 4 punts, including the ones where Schuler got a finger on it. How do you not adjust? I mean, Florida State was horrible. Notre Dame.
How they didn't have 4 scoop and scores is just like Schuler ran by one. Bryce Young ran by one. It looked like, just like, I don't know. I'm with you. I don't know how they did not have 4 legitimate scoop and scores off of block punts. It was like, and which is crazy because that's all you heard. I listened to some Florida State podcasts, and even the pregame show tonight was talking about how good Florida State special teams are. They're like some of the best ones in the country. Freeman hyped them up, which is true. Their kicker punting game, man, that was atrocious. They got the ball and they just sat there and chilled for a minute, it looked like. So I'm with you, man. It was so bad. I would love to hear the Notre Dame radio guys. Sometimes they go back and listen to the radio show during the week because I love listening to those guys. Yeah, but it was like, man, what the hell? It's like block at times. And real quick on the sacks, Yeah, some great individual efforts. You can't. I mean, Riley Mills was a freakazoid. Tuli Alamaka had one. Just a handful. Sneeds was the loop. We should call that orbit and satellite. Orbit with an R, you go to the right. Satellite with an L, you go to the left. Where it's a full line stunt. The call side DN loops around to the A gap. Man, I miss those days. Those were fun. Man. We had some DNs that could loop like Sneed, and oh, that was a beautiful sack by him. So
Yeah.
he ran by one earlier in the game as well, but I think that was their ninth. They said their ninth offensive line combination this year. And we're losing our mind at Notre Dame. They've had a couple injuries, 9 different starting O lines this year.
Okay.
So it's bad.
2 sacks for Donnie Heinisch. Hopefully Howard Cross is okay. If
He's
we
fine.
get any word.
Straight ankle. It looked like just an ankle, which that would be something to ask Horka, which I'm sure, if we Googled, we could check. Was it that right ankle that he had in camp? So they had a cast on it. Did you see that? They showed an up close of it. It had a whole splint taped up like hell in case he came in, but no, there's no need for him tonight.
Okay, good. So Heinisch 2 sacks. Riley Mills entered the game with 3 sacks, got 3 tonight. Osbury half sack. Bryce Young half sack. Jalen Sneed got his. Junior Talamaka got his. So 8 for Notre Dame. Tim, it's Florida State. They've won a national championship in the last decade. Like you really shouldn't feel bad for Florida State. But Tim, it was such a bad blowout that I legitimately felt bad for Florida State. Like, what does Mike Norvell, who, by the way, has a $62 million buyout, so he's not going anywhere.
Hey, Mike, real quick. If you heard me say it once, I'm going to say it 3,000 times. The greatest job in America is the fired head football coach. Nothing's better than being a fired head football coach because you are a millionaire. Your family is set for the next 250 years. I mean, seriously, it is unreal the money these guys get.
Dude, listen, I know you guys are saying, oh, can't feel bad for FS. I do. That's how bad this was. Like, oh my gosh, that season that they are having.
13-0 team last year, and they're what the hell happened?
That Georgia game just absolutely broke them. Swan Dog, how's that sleep deprivation going? I am struggling. At 7:30 tonight, before the game, I was like, I might not make it. I was like, I might just take a nap at halftime, but we're okay. This right here is I got a tumbler full of iced coffee right now. So
nice.
Yeah, we are trekking along. It's gonna be a long night. John says just here for the Angeli overreactions and BK talk. I don't think there's gonna be Angeli overreactions on this show. I think Steve is who he is. Love him, but yeah, I'm not learning a ton from that game through 3 passes. But I did love that fade to Colsey. It was beautiful. And shout out to Deion Colsey. Deion played well, and that was a great ball by Steve.
Yeah, hell of a block on the Riley Leonard touchdown. Obviously, a little catch right there as well. So, yeah, came in, did some nice things. The best part, I know I said something about the student section and the noise. Those dudes doing the war chant,
dude,
was like, never heard that in Notre Dame Stadium. That was like elite.
Just burying Notre Dame, or I'm sorry, burying Florida State, like just rubbing dirt in it.
Norvell on the sidelines looked like he wanted that $62 million buyout.
What do you? Oh man,
and he's a hell of a coach, man. That dude is a hell of a football coach. He really is. He did a heck of a job at obviously Memphis. Went toe to toe with Freeman and Denbrock when they were coordinators there. Fickle, the head coach. Obviously, what he's done at FSU back-to-back years. I mean, they should have been in the playoffs last year. How they weren't at 13-0 is a sin. But man, I'll be very honest with you. I didn't. I'm not sitting here studying Florida State and things of that nature. But they were obviously preseason top 10. They had dudes coming back. I know they lost guys, but they had guys coming back. Whatever happened, man, when they left Ireland. There must have been something on the plane or in that locker room after they lost to Georgia Tech, who ran it down their throat, that it just stuck the rest of this season, Mike. Like, in the worst way. I mean, this is worse than 2016 Notre Dame. This is worse than 07, which we all expected in 07 when they only won a couple games with Weiss in his third year because there was no players left. and they're just playing all his redshirt freshmen he recruited. It is bad. But that graphic, do you see that graphic real quick? It came up with this is their 9th loss, the most ever for a preseason top 10 team. It's bad football, man. But you score 52 points. Notre Dame did what they had to do outside of a way too many 3-and-outs. How the hell was that on offense at times? But they got it rolling. They had some big plays and a nice win.
Yeah. I want to go back to the Notre Dame offense in just a moment. Before we do that, let's talk about sponsor for tonight's show, a company that I know Tim loves a lot. One way to describe Roback, it's the best fit and the best feel. If you're not familiar with Roback, they're completely changing the game with their incredibly comfortable active wear. Roback just released their new licensed game day collection for the fall, and the Notre Dame stuff, folks, really is awesome. They have 6 Notre Dame items that for folks watching on YouTube, you can see, and they're incredible. You have the novel polo designs, the clean hoodie, the quarter zips for Notre Dame. It's definitely worth checking out. Nobody else in the market is pairing these level of custom designs with this quality of activewear. And Roback's everyday shorts are the perfect pairing as well. Super comfortable, elastic waistband, and great fabric that is meant to have the appearance of a nice short, but the comfort of an athletic short. And Roback has been proudly leading the NIL charge, having signed partnerships with past Notre Dame stars, Audric Estime, Kyle Hamilton, and Michael Mayer. And you got current athletes, Riley Leonard and Ben Morrison, among other big-time college football players. Roback is becoming the go-to brand for college athletes. So use the promo code BLUEGOLD20 for a generous 20% off, which 20% off at Roback, that's a really solid offer right there. It's Roback, RHOBACK.com. That's 20% off all performance polo, shorts, and more with code BLUEGOLD20. Tim, can you just real quick tell the people what you tell me about Roback before, like what you talk about Roback off the air all the time? I'll give you the floor real quick on there.
Love it. Most comfortable thing I've ever worn. I mean, what it is elite shirt, Mike. How's that? It is comfortable as high heck. So get it, do the promo code. I mean, seriously, the couple shirts I have are beyond nice.
It's gonna last you forever. Like it's such quality. It's like you can buy 6 crappy shirts for the same price, but I mean, what's that gonna do for you? You know, like this stuff is quality, gets so many compliments. Roback, absolutely love you. So R. Mendoza says, both of my sons are FSU alum, and I had to remind them of the 03 game. Fun night. Go Irish. Mr. Mendoza, good to see you in the chat as always. Thank you very much for the $5.
03 Mendoza. 03 as in you were in that stadium. FSU won that game. Was it 37 or 38 to nothing? They destroyed Willingham's crew that day. So that's probably what he's talking about. So he's like, hey, take your butt kicking. Notre Dame's been there before.
Okay, so I wanted to talk about this. Notre Dame's drive chart here. So touchdown, a couple 3-and-outs, touchdown on the long JD Price run, 4 plays, 28 yards, punt, missed field goal. It was ugly. But the thing about this Notre Dame team is the offense, it just, what were you expecting kind of thing? Like, yes, Florida State was bad, but this has just been Notre Dame's offense all season. They sputter. They sputter. It takes them a while to get into gear. The identity of this team, like early in the season, we're like, what is the identity? The identity of this team, it's great defense, right? The defense is going to make plays. Even the second, third teamers, Luke Talch having the pick 6 late. Defense is going to make plays, and offense, you're going to be willed by Riley Leonard and the running backs. And when you don't have a prolific passing attack, your offense is going to stutter or sputter out, right? It just is. So they found their rhythm late in the game. Touchdown, field goal, touchdown to end it in terms of offensive drives. But like the thing is, they had control of the game. When it was 14-3 and it was like, man, what are we doing here? They at least had control. If you're thinking that Notre Dame's just gonna, light it up offensively, every drive, like I don't know what team you've been watching all year. Do you disagree?
No, I mean, this is Heck, they're picked to play Penn State right now, right, in that first round at Penn State in the 7-10 game. That's probably going to be a 20-16 type of a ball game. I mean, it just is. Notre Dame does not have crazy passes. I mean, even today, obviously, I mean, their best pass is a slot fade, hoping the slot catches it. They had some bad drops today, and then a few more screens, which was nice to see out of the wide receivers today. And Leonard was he even 50% today? I thought he was a mess at times.
14 to 27, 215 yards.
Yeah, I mean the 200 is guys catching it, making throws.
70 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns.
Oh yeah, he's a machine running the ball. But I mean some nice throws, a couple. The Harrison catch, the Greathouse catch. There's some really nice catches. The ball was right there. The Evans, man, that one that got called back sucked because that was like the same type of a catch he had last year against Louisville and Duke. That one stunk.
Do you call that a drop though, right?
Oh yeah. I mean,
I counted 4 drops. J Love dropped one, Bo dropped one, Faison and Evans. So 14 to 27.
I don't know if I would call that a drop. He jumped over a dude to get the damn ball. He jumped over a guy to get the ball. So
it was an incredible effort, but I still would categorize that
I would call that a drop. Faison, I felt, had 3. I mean, just off the top of my head. And look, I mean, the ball's hitting him right in the freaking hands.
I remember at least one. I'm going to be honest. Some of that second half, I was.
Yeah, no, he definitely had another one in the second half. The worst throw of the night was when he throws that ball 10 yards into the stadium.
I liked the one where Faison had to jump into the band. I liked it. He showed me he could throw it at least. I liked it.
Oh, the ball's in the but the wide receiver had 0 shot. The ball's into the band.
I liked it. He showed me he could throw it.
Into the band.
Yeah. But at least he showed off the deep ball.
Yeah, no touch on that one. But no, I mean Riley is what he is. I mean, we've said this 1,005 times. He is what it is. Notre Dame's going to grind out wins. You're not going to score 55 points in the playoffs. It ain't happening. They probably won't even get to 30. So it's just one of those types of things. The Florida State D-line was good. It stuffed the crap out of the run game at times, and then they were able to slither away for some big runs. The big runs was the key, especially up front. Florida State sat in a bear like a TNT, covered up all the inside gaps, clogging up lanes. Jeremiah Love couldn't even find a crease whatsoever. Those dudes were huge too. I mean, those guys were 320 some odd pounds, massive dudes. The one DN, I don't have the roster on me. Really good. Peyton, right? He's going to be an NFL pick. Like the whole front's going to the NFL. They're like a A&M type of a level front. Their linebackers were atrocious, but they filled like crazy today. But no, I mean, it was fine offensively. It's crazy because obviously they got 50 thanks to the pick 6. And you get 40 some odd points with your offense. Well, 30 something, right? And then Angeli got one late. But it was an efficient game against a horrible football team. And this is what they did against Purdue. This is what they did against some of the other crap teams they've played. So you get to the playoffs and you're in that 7-10, 8-9 game. It's going to be a 23-20 type of a slugfest with this offense.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion.
Let's see. What I want to talk about? I'm just going to go through some. But I think it was early, right?
Did he even have a catch?
He had a catch for 15 yards.
Yeah. That was the long one they had.
Yeah, this was a nice Greathouse game. Big J Greathouse game.
Greathouse, nice. That was a great drive. I think catch by Collins. That the touchdown right before halftime was key. They were about ready to kick a field goal. I was going to lose my brain. They're kicking it with a guy with a pulled groin. That, by the way, that shank was like some of my. I don't play golf, and when I do, that's how I hit the damn ball. It's bad. That was bad. So when they sent out Yoakum to kick a field goal, that guy can't kick. So thank God Florida State was screwed up, called the timeout, and then allowed Freeman to say, hell no, go on offense. And obviously they go down and score.
The Evans, call that got reversed. That overall the eye test, Mitch Evans looked like Mitch Evans again. To me.
God,
he was only 2 receptions for 21 yards and a touchdown, but he looked It's like, oh, there's Mitch Evans. Oh, there's Jaden Greathouse. Like two guys that we saw a lot last year, and obviously Evans, in 2022 as well. But that was a good kind of takeaway from the game. Like, what'd you learn? Like, okay, Mitch Evans might be back. Like, he looked like what we saw last year because he hasn't up until this point.
No, he ass kick and block on one of the touchdown plays, just lit that D end up nice. We still, it's the same thing though. We don't utilize him like the great Notre Dame tight ends before. And me personally, right. I think it's a Denbrock thing. I just do.
I agree.
I do. I've gone back and looked over all the tight ends, the stats from his Notre Dame times, and it's all wide receiver base. It just is. So they don't look at him, and when they do, like Denbrock was chewing his ass on one of the times they had to kick a field goal because Evans is wide open. He should have threw it, and he's looking at the other guy, and Denbrock's like, throw the damn ball to Evans. He's wide open. I'd be like, Coach, we throw to the wide receivers 99% of the time. So, that's interesting with some of the tight ends. But Evans is a stud. Yeah. So they got to find a way. He's so athletic, so big. They got to find a way to utilize him or Raritan somehow over the middle in these, when they get to the, knock on wood, you get to the playoffs, and handle business here in the next couple of weeks. But because those guys are weapons. I don't know what they have once again on the outside other than the same type of guys that we've seen. Did Chris Mitchell even play today?
He did.
He played as much as you and me, okay? He didn't have a catch, did he? I never saw him on the field.
I saw him. He did not have a catch.
Okay. All right. And wasn't that a big front page article how he was going to hoot and holler this week? Because
yeah, he's a Jacksonville kid who grew up following Florida State.
I feel you.
All right, here's your update on Howard Cross. Tweet from Tyler Horka 3 minutes ago at 11:20. Tyler tweeted this. Marcus Freeman says Howard Cross has an ankle sprain. Doesn't sound too serious. Quote, by the time we thought maybe he could come back, it was over. So there you go.
Yeah, I mean, you can see it on the replay. It was an ankle. Same with Anthony Knapp. Obviously, Knapp came back. You could see the ankle. So that was good that obviously he was able to come back and play the whole damn game. So after those first 3 or 4 snaps that Tosh came in and got.
Yeah.
But with Cross, I went back and rewatched it with Cross. I was like, oh, that's an ankle. You can just see it rolled up down in there. So that's good news.
Yeah, just when that happens to big guys, I just get especially nervous. What do you think about the offensive line, Tim?
Pass protection was awesome. I mean, they were freaking good pass protection. That was like awesome. I know Riley had, the stats will show a couple sacks. Those are freaking Riley Leonard. The strong safety blitzes. The O-line blocks to the left. The running back releases to the right. Strong safety blitzes from the right. And Riley Leonard literally is staring at Bo Collins, just staring at Bo Collins the whole time. Throw him the ball. Collins is right there. The guy's behind him. He can throw a quick hitch to him, and he just hells it, and that strong safety sacks him. And there was another one on the Cooper Flanagan. They wanted to do a quick little tight end screen into the boundary, and he held the ball and took a sack. But pass protection was awesome. Riley Leonard had tons of time. He obviously able to scramble in there a few times. It really wasn't pressure. I thought those guys did good. The big run plays, they knocked the crap out of people, and then they did get stuffed on some of the running plays, no doubt about it. They got eaten alive a little bit inside, but I think that's just Florida State's front. Those guys were huge up front, massive. Yeah. So overall, it was a solid game.
Yeah, still 200 rushing yards and 4 touchdowns on the ground. So
it was solid, efficient for. I mean, once again, this ain't 2015 offensive line where all 5 are going to play in the NFL and make Pro Bowls. So
right.
For who they are and what they are and things of that nature is fine. Like Coogan was getting pushed back a few times, but that guy in front of him was 6'5", 325, just boom, pushing him back at times. But it was a good battle in there. Yeah. I watched Knapp a few times when he came back with his ankle. Damn, man, he had some really good pass blocks. So did Emil. And I'm one of those guys. It's like, I know O-line gets, boo-booed at times. I'm telling you, man, Jeremiah Love he's an inch away again from breaking a 50-yarder. they brought 2 guys off the edge one time, and Emil Wagner kind of slips. And if he would have hung on that DN just a hair longer, Love's gone. So it's close at times. But I thought they were fine. Love only had a few carries. How about Jadarian Price? Felt like the guy early, then we don't see him for 2 quarters, and then he rips off a 15-yard run at the end of the game in the 4th. I thought that was odd.
Yeah. So he got his first carry late in the first quarter.
Yeah.
And then got one with 40 seconds left and then 33 seconds left. And then it was the first play of the second quarter.
Yeah.
He runs that 65-yard touchdown.
Great run, man.
And then he ran again later in the quarter and a couple in the fourth quarter, and that was it.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, it was interesting. I thought they threw a lot. I mean, that was me. I really thought they were going to come out and just try and establish the run, more play actions, kind of like what we saw the last couple of weeks with the RPOs against Navy, the RPOs against Georgia Tech. Didn't see really any, when I say RPO, the true fake pass. We saw a slow mesh in there, but that was off of, he really wanted to throw that pop down the seam. He didn't get it. So, every game's a different thing because teams are obviously watching film, planning for that, seeing what they do. So Denbrock takes a few things away. I think, they'll get back into some of those types of quick throws. A lot of straight drop back today, like in the pocket drop back, which was nice to see, I thought, from Riley.
You ready to see something, Tim?
What do you got? What happened?
Missouri and Drew Pine. Missouri and Drew Pine went and beat Oklahoma. I don't know what Drew Pine's stats were. Someone can let me know. I don't know if he played well or not.
I'm looking at him thinking because I remember he did that in his Notre Dame uniform. That's
the Wisconsin game. Yeah, it was the Wisconsin game, I think.
Hey, congrats to Mizzou. So he played. So their starting quarterback's good as could be. So he's still injured, huh?
I guess so.
What was the final?
30-23.
Oh, wow.
There was like a scoop and score or something.
The fighting Sobels are alive with Pine, huh? Who's taller, Pine or Sobel, huh?
So my very first note, Tim, this is very minor note, but Aeneas Williams.
I love Aeneas, man.
14 of 2,743 yards, 3 touchdowns. There you go.
Go Pine.
Aeneas Williams almost looks too big. Like they show after that 28-yard run, he scampered. I'm like, he looks like what was the Chargers' old running back? Mike Tolbert? Mike Tolbert.
Yeah. Well, he also reminds me of Maurice Jones-Drew, that thick little bull.
Yes. So I'm thinking Mike Tolbert. I'm like, goodness gracious. He looks Aeneas, and he's at 206 right now. He's a freshman. How much bigger is he gonna get? Aeneas,
he'll thin out. He'll grow into that. You know what I mean? There's no need.
Bro, I was like, dang, I love Aeneas Williams. He is beyond his years. I think for how good Aeneas is just cut into Devin Ford being an option at running back because you don't need Devin Ford. Aeneas does everything that Ford can do. Love you, Devin, but
yeah. I mean, Ford was a safety. Don't forget in the spring, he was not going to be a running back option, so to speak, this year, even though he still goes in there and gets a few. Yeah, Williams had a nice run. He had a nice catch in the flat. He broke. He had a pass kick and pass block strong because after that strong safety blitz, they really made sure because Florida State ran that thing 8-9 times today. So they really made sure they always sent it back to that side. Williams picked it up one time, allowed Riley to get a nice ball off. So that was nice. So, I love Aeneas Williams. He's a perfect the first perfect third back, just like King was last year. So, he's only going to get better.
Aeneas, I love you. I just think you might in the offseason maybe, trim up a little bit because I think
he's not going to be 232. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't think he'd be 206. 5-10 pounds, trim down, keep the speed up. I think Aeneas is going to be that next bell cow, all around back. He'll play.
He can run. The guy can play. He's going to be a hell of a football player.
Okay,
get him.
Want to watch some tape?
Sure. And then we haven't even talked about the defense, which was just
Well, we talked about the sacks. What do you
Freaking
want to
lights
talk about?
out.
What do you want to talk about with the defense before we look at some film?
Yeah, it's hard. Yeah, I mean, it's hard. How do you talk about a defense when that offense was so bad, right? Was it? I mean, there was a time I think I remember in the fourth quarter said, "Well, that's only their 6th completion. 6.
Well, Jack
I'm throwing
tweeted
6 out
something,
here in the yard, Mike. It's like 6 completions.
dude.
Fourth
Let me
quarter.
pull up Sobel's tweet. This was like, okay, hold on.
But obviously Notre Dame's secondary and I mean, it's funny. Their first third down, Notre Dame sat back, played zone. The guy caught it in front and scrambled, or caught it and ran for a first down. I'm like, son of a gun.
Notre Dame has. He tweeted this. I don't know. At 9:50, said I'm guessing this would be like early fourth quarter or something.
Yeah. Okay.
Notre Dame has more sacks 7 than it has allowed completions 4.
That's what I'm telling you. They said one time, "Oh, that's their 6th completion." I'm like, 6? Obviously, I'm charting third downs, and I always circle it with green for the money downs, and they're like, boom, boom, not getting it. Obviously, Florida State they ran the ball on third downs.
3 for 17 on third downs.
Oh yeah. I mean, they did have some really nice runs that set up some of their fourth down plays, but yeah, not good. Yeah, here's one. They had a 26-yard run on third and 6. There's one. It's like, what the hell? They had no, but that's golden sometimes. It gets too cute, which is driving me nuts. I'm like, dude, it's 3rd and 6. This team can't pass. Just keep all your backers in there, damn it, and stuff the run, But they're good. I thought Kaiser's always been, blah to me, so to speak. He was a dude today, I thought. I saw 24 flying his ass around all over the place. Sneed, back-to-back weeks, right? We've seen more of number 3 just being that havoc raiser out there all over the place. KVA was 27, looked like to be all over the place at times. He had 2 really good run stuffs. One run stuff he set up so nice. God, who was that? Was that Watts who filled it and got a tackle? No, it was Heinisch. No, excuse me, Rubio, 97. Rubio had a nice stuff, and that was set up by KVA. Mills was a monster. Man. And Oben played a lot. I saw 9 out there a lot, which was
he almost made a play.
30 is obvious how much he should play because it's just like he's just so freaking long. His change of direction sometimes on a couple of those boots fighting off guys is so noticeable. And a nice little combination, obviously. Me personally, I would start Junior and Burnham. Those would be my 2 DNs.
Listen,
just those 2 guys and go from there.
I don't like being very critical of individual players. I just don't. But RJ Oben has 11 tackles as a starting defensive end for every single game, right? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, that's all. No, he's played.
He doesn't have a single TFL.
Which is wild because he was so active at Duke. Obviously, they won a bidding war for him over a handful of other schools. It's not like he came to Notre Dame for free with no one else wanting him. Because Duke had a couple of really good D linemen that were in the portal.
Yeah.
Oben, I mean, he was dynamite when you watched him at Duke. Like, whoa, look at this get off. Look at the how active he was. So yeah, it is interesting. But they keep starting him. Me, I'd just be like, hell, dude. I'm just throwing Bryce Young in there. You get 50 snaps. Get your ass ready for down the road. We're gonna wear you out as a freshman, getting as many reps as you can. I don't think he would mind. He would go nuts.
All right. Let's see what we got here. I think this is so for podcast audience, we're at the 34-minute, 30-second mark on the for YouTube. So if you want to move over to pause the podcast, move over to YouTube so you can see what we're talking about, you're more than welcome to do that. But yeah, Tim, let's take a look at a little slot fade here. Nice ball by
this is
by Riley Leonard. They ran this a lot of slot fades today.
Yeah, I mean that's been their number 1 pass play all year. That's like the go-to route. When in doubt, slot it out, right? It's like hit the slot. So That's a nice one. Evans is stud. So that was really nice to see him obviously get going. Look at that. Riley Mills is trending with his 3 sacks. He was a beast on those sacks. Do you have the Price touchdown run? Because that is sweet as hell.
The
But look at
Price,
the
yes, I
touchdown
do.
section.
Yeah, how
See, look
about
at that.
is
Look
that
at
an
the
ES? Yeah, he's on at the end.
Well, it's the safety blitz.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah,
Bring him
yeah.
off the edge right there. Boom.
Picks him up.
Picks him up. The line slides to the left. This is what they started doing after they had that 1 sack. So look at that line just sliding right there. Look at Coogan fighting like hell against that monster in the middle. Great pickup by Williams. Touchdown. Piece of cake.
Ask, and you shall receive him. Okay. Knapp, Knapp, Raritan, Bo Collins.
Oh, Bo Collins.
And just excellent.
Look at Bo
excellent vision and like the burst by Price. So here's Bo. Can you guys? Yeah, you can see my cursor.
It's Bo.
Bo makes that's a great block.
Knapp just knocks the living crap out of this guy down into the hole. He and Billy blocked 3 guys. When they show it, the tight copy from the other side, from the butt side,
yeah,
Billy and Knapp blocked 3 guys. And it's just a thing of beauty. Heck of a block right here by Raritan just to set that crease, just that little crease right here.
It's not much. It's not much, but Price just
it's inside zone cut. Yeah, it's a cut play, split play, whatever you want to call it out there in football land. But Collins is the last block that just seals this.
Yeah. 2 players who just wanted no smoke. The corner number 8 here just kind of made a business decision. I'm good.
Oh,
and then the linebacker here, this middle linebacker, just kind of just
get in there and Billy blocks him up.
Just missed. He just misread it. And then the rest is JD Price.
And the balance right there. At first, when they, obviously I was like, oh man, he stepped out. And then as soon as they showed that replay, it's like, oh, instant. All you saw was green. His balance on not stepping out is just a thing of beauty, man. That was awesome.
Love it. Love it. All right. This was the first touchdown of the game. Riley's had some impressive runs this year, Tim. This might be number 1. It made me nervous as heck. Did anyone else get really nervous when Riley Leonard came down on his shoulder on this play? Because I was definitely, puckering a little bit. Now, this was an RPO all the way, right? And
no, it's the draw play they keep running. Hold on, I got it.
You good?
Yeah, throat dry as could be. It's the draw play that they've scored touchdowns on this year, right? That they keep.
I'm just looking at the receivers. They're running routes.
Well, they're running routes, exactly. It's the same action as the Price touchdown run and multiple other ones that they.
Yeah, that's definitely draw action by Leonard, right?
It's draw action with the lead blocker.
Yeah,
that's how he's following him now.
Yeah. You're right.
He just sees the hole. The running back Love goes to the right. He sees that inside crease and takes it off to the left.
Number 3.
That might be the other guy too, Mike, on the Price run. He's like, yeah, I'm done. I'm transferring to South Alabama. I'm out of here.
It made me nervous. Makes me so nervous. I know he finished the game. He was fine, but this I mean.
Look at the cut, though, right here. Look at this cut. Boom. It's just nice. Smart by Evans. Like, yeah, I'm not getting a clip on this one.
Riley, don't do that. Don't do that. What are you doing? Oh.
That was nice. That was nice.
It was a really nice one.
But that's the first time they've done that this year, where that draw action and then the QB lead. So that was a nice little design there.
All right, let's give Deion Colsey his flowers. Comes in early fourth quarter. It's 21-3, still football game. Deion Colsey comes in as kind of like an H-back and leads Riley Leonard for a walk-in touchdown, Tim.
Oh yeah, it's inside zone duo, however you want to call it. You get 2 great double teams at point of attack right there with Wagner and Rocco. And then the backside is Coogan, who's going opposite the split. Coogan and Billy just knocked the living crap out of that nose guard, double team up to the backer. Knapp blocks out. It is awesome, awesome double teams right there. Wagner and Rocco, when you watch once again, they show the tight copy, just root that guy out. And then the the tight end and Colsey, I think it's Evans, right? Evans is in there, just gets a one-on-one block. Colsey kicks his guy out, and there's just a walk-in lane for Riley. It's just a wildcat play. That one is like no action, no nothing. It's straight QB. I'm running that damn thing.
Yeah.
And what's he up to now? 13? 13 touchdowns. So Wimbush had 14 and 17. So Riley's gonna definitely get that damn thing.
Let me have the correct stuff. Look it up real quick. He's been a touchdown machine. J Love touchdown in every single game this season. So he's at 9 passing touchdowns, 3 picks, and he has that been updated? Let's see, 13 rushing scores. Dude, this is crazy. Okay, let me pull this up real quick.
No, Riley Leonard is a scoring machine this year.
0 against A&M, 0 rushing touchdowns, and then 1, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2. That's pretty damn good.
Oh,
I mean, he's a touchdown machine this season.
Yeah, no, he's been outstanding, man. He gets in that inside that 10, and he's going for it. You know, I know Milrow I watched a little bit of that game earlier. That dude's a tailback. His skills are freakish.
Yeah.
He's way obviously faster than Riley Leonard, but him and Riley obviously have just great instincts running the football. Riley can run. He knows how to run. He's very, very smart and just follows things, feels things. Drove me nuts, by the way, on the one. I know Denbrock, that drive, Denbrock was chewing his butt afterwards on the sideline. Did you see him let up when they had to kick a field goal? He was running for the first down and then went back. Like, dude, just come on, man. Go get the damn first down. Then it was 2nd and 1. Then they threw the ball. And he gets eaten up for that stupid sack because he doesn't throw the ball. Then he had Evans. So that was a weird little series from them.
One more. Actually, no, we're done. That's
anything from Mills out there?
No, I just pull some stuff that I find on Twitter. There's not. It's really just scoring plays.
There's no Mills. I want to see a couple Mills.
I'll have to go look again. But this was a nice throw. Who threw that one?
Yeah,
man, that was a nice.
I know. This will be like a week's thread on the message board talking about Angeli. Oh my God, did you guys see that? Oh, I can't wait till he does that against Miami next year. Yeah, I can't wait for the 417 posts this week.
Yeah, that's all I got, Tim. It's just, I'm at what I can get. All right, we'll do one more. We got one more. It is a defensive play. It's not Riley Mills. That is. How about Jordan Clark?
Nice pick, yeah. Well, you got to find Talich in his 5.2 40 speed on that.
Hey, take it easy. But nice play on the ball. Jordan Clark has been like an unsung hero for Notre Dame's.
He has been. This year. I mean, you and I have talked about it. So just like above and beyond what anything I expected. He has been outstanding. I mean, today they played so much one high. Watts is down in the box a ton today. And you just saw Clark just playing press on the line of scrimmage, press on the slot, like all game. Like, I'm just going to get on your ass. I'm just going to run with you and cover you. Hell, he was offsides on that one when he was jammed the crap out of me. He was so tight. But, yeah, he was awesome today. Another thing real quick, they saw linebacker sets, but I think that was from Florida State running the ball. So they did a nice little mix of going back and forth between the nickel and the 3-backer sets, getting Osbury and those guys out there. FSU, was that the final 208? I haven't seen the finals. I haven't read them yet. I know you.
Yeah, they had 208 yards, and 75 of them came.
Oh yeah, that opening drive was the most frustrating. It's always right. I mean, is Notre Dame ever going to just be like, yeah, you're going to go 3 and out, and we're going to knock the crap out of you on the opening drive? No, we're going to let you go right down the field.
But
field goal.
But then punt.
The 16. I'll tell you what, though, I was nervous as hell. I'm not going to lie. All I thought about was Army. You're giving up 16 plays, 75 yards to Florida State. You can't let Army do that 4 times, or 3. That's going to be a war. So,
all right, wrapping up, Tim.
Yeah. What else you got out
So
there?
here's your college football playoff rankings. Miami loses to Georgia Tech, which is kind of a double whammy of positivity. Tim, we talked a lot about these rankings. I was like, man, kind of the top 5. You want them to just do their thing and stay put, so that you don't want these teams losing to teams that could then like jump Notre Dame potentially, if that makes sense.
Oh, yeah,
but Miami kind of being like this loss, I mean, it's only good for Notre Dame. Miami loses to Georgia Tech. So Georgia Tech, a team that Notre Dame beat 31-13. So that kind of boosts Notre Dame's strength of schedule a little bit. And Miami now, it's like they've looked like very fraudulent throughout the season, like just winning by the skin of their teeth. Think about that Cal game, how bad Cal is.
Well,
Cal lost to Florida State.
Louisville had them on the ropes, and Cam Ward bails them out. I mean, Cam Ward is a stud. He has bailed them out 4 times this year.
Yeah.
So for Georgia Tech to hang on today was nice to see.
And I tweeted out today. Let me just pull up the tweet real quick.
But you're looking. let's just jump into that with the Miami loss and SMU.
So winner goes, right? So it's one ACC team. That's just.
I think we're down to one ACC team. We're down to one Big 12 team. Colorado, by the way, is in the driver's seat to go to the championship game. That is unbelievable.
Right.
So they only have one conference loss, and then they lost to Nebraska. So you're going to get one Big 12, which is going to be, looks like Colorado versus BYU in that championship game. The ACC, Clemson's still alive, which is nuts, but more than likely it's Miami versus, because Miami beat Louisville, Clemson beat Louisville, so that'll probably be a common tiebreaker. So let's just say it's Miami, SMU. You're right. Both those teams got 1 loss. The loser's not going to get in with 2 losses.
Right. No.
Which then goes back to, especially they're going to be on that one of them is going to get a home game, one's going to be out. But
so
the rankings, though, hold on real quick. My brain's moving along. Does Miami, do they drop to 10? You know what I mean? That's what I was
how does their
today.
resume stack up with Notre Dame's now? I would make an argument that Notre Dame has been the better football team. So
and Miami has no ranked wins again. They have none.
Yeah.
They have no ranked wins. So now you have a loss against a team that Notre Dame beat. So they have no ranked wins, and that's going to be the thing. And obviously they've won games by the skin of their teeth. The refs have helped them out twice. Oh shit, Mike, Virginia Tech, the freaking Hail Mary at the end. Remember when they didn't call the touchdown? Holy crap! Totally forgot about And then the Cal thing. I can't believe the Cal game.
So
they came back and won that.
Okay. So this is what I tweeted. How the committee views 2 lost SEC teams, Ole Miss and Georgia in mind, versus 1 loss Notre Dame will be interesting. And then Brandon Walker tweeted this out. This is very possible. 2 loss, Ole Miss, Georgia, Tennessee, Texas, A&M, and then LSU or Bama, right? And this is what I tweeted. This is what I've been telling Tim Hyde. I have no idea what the committee would do with this and where they'd slot Notre Dame. Like, what do you do with the 1 loss Notre Dame and these 2 loss SEC teams? I'm fascinated. We know they've done so far, but now that like Bama just got this big win at LSU, and now Ole Miss just got this big win over Georgia, and now Georgia's got 2 losses, but they've beat Bama. Like, I don't know. I'm sorry, Georgia lost to Bama, but they beat Texas. So it's I don't know. I have no idea. I'm fascinated.
Yeah, I'm not looking at it as Notre Dame versus these. I mean, you got to look at it first. I mean, Notre Dame should be above Indiana, Penn State, let's say, but they probably won't. Who knows? You still got IU, so it's going to be 4 SEC teams. I mean, me personally, I think the thing's set. It's just depending on the teams. You're going to get 4 out of the SEC. This is what we said, 9 months ago, and it's going to happen. 4 out of the SEC, 4 out of the Big Ten. I know Indiana, let's say they lose to IU. They're still going to be 11-1. So that, to me, is the true kicker. is because Indiana's strength of schedules and some of their things are the worst in the ranked teams. So you could go Notre Dame 11-1, Indiana 11-1, 10-2. It's going to be Ole Miss. Ole Miss is kind of like Ohio State in 14. Ohio State was 16, ended up winning it. Ole Miss was 16 this week. Dude, they're just creeping and just keep moving along. Georgia still has to play Tennessee too.
I really think we are going to learn a lot about like my question about how they're going to rank Notre Dame compared to the 2-loss SEC teams. I think we're going to really get our answer on Tuesday. Where does Ole Miss go? Where does Ole Miss go? Where does Alabama go? Do either of those teams jump Notre Dame? I doubt Ole Miss would make that 7th spot jump, but you could see Bama. And listen, if Notre Dame wins out, they're in. But this is a discussion, unless mayhem breaks loose, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or the committee just has crazy SEC bias. But this is a discussion about Notre Dame hosting.
Well, let's go to your 10-2 real quick. You said 10-2, so that means A&M. So if A&M is 10-2, but right, they have 2 losses right now, Notre Dame and South Carolina. So if A&M's 10-2, Mike, they're in the SEC title game. They are in the SEC title game with only 1 loss if they beat Texas. Texas at 10-2 needs to be biting their fingernails. That is the team that's going to be biting their fingernails right there because they
without that super strong win.
Yeah, who the hell is it? Florida, one of the worst teams in the program today. Michigan, who's barely going to Michigan. I mean, what the hell?
Fighting for a bowl eligibility.
Michigan, you not even go to a bowl game, and that's Texas. Texas' best wins Michigan. So it's like, are you kidding me? So Texas at 10-2 is a huge.
Not as worried about them, right? Yeah.
Is once again, Notre Dame beat A&M. A&M has Notre Dame's got some tiebreakers over some of these teams.
Yeah.
If A&M's 10-2, everybody listening and watching this thing, they are in the SEC title game. They only have 1 loss. They are in the SEC title game, probably against Alabama. Who the hell's got 1 loss? Alabama's got 2 losses. Texas would have 2 losses. Georgia's got 2 losses. Well, hell, it'd be Tennessee, right? It's only got 1. So that means that Georgia-Tennessee game is kind of like an SEC title playing game. So, but SEC's got like 6 teams. Think of it like this: 6 teams for 4 spots now. LSU's out. They got 3 losses. They're done. So you got 6 teams, Mike, for 4 spots. Yeah. That's how this thing needs to be looked at. So, and I don't think it's so much. I mean, you're basically asking if Notre Dame is going to be on the pecking order, is going to be that 4th place SEC versus Notre Dame.
Sure.
4th place Indiana. Let's just assume it's Indiana, okay?
Yeah.
Indiana and the Big Ten. So I think they're going to get 4. Notre Dame is your 9. Big 10 or Big 12 is your 10. ACC is your 11. Boise State your 12.
So you think Notre Dame's 9?
No, I'm just counting teams.
Okay.
4 out of the 8, 4 Big 10,
sure,
SEC. Okay. There's your 8. Notre Dame's your 9 team. You know what I mean? ACC, Big 12 is your 10, 11 Boise. I mean, not rankings. I'm just counting teams.
I think they're going to end up as the 8. That's what I'm thinking right now. I think they're going to end up at 8.
I've been stuck on that forever, and it's like they're gonna play
Friday night. We know it.
They're gonna play Friday night. They're gonna play the 3rd place SEC or 3rd place Big 10. That's what I've always predicted, because the Big 12 and the ACC are gonna take the 3 and 4 spots.
Yep.
The 4th place team is gonna get that 10-11 seed from the Big 10. You know, thinking Tennessee. You know, let's say it's Tennessee and Indiana as the 10-11 seeds.
Yeah. And I guess BYU's losing to Utah.
Tennessee beat Alabama. So how the hell does Alabama jump them, right? Because Tennessee's ahead. So let's say Tennessee loses to Georgia. They play in Athens. So Georgia's going to be pissed off after the way they played today.
Yeah, let the committee have fun with that.
People are thinking Bama jumps. Yeah, it's 1 game. I mean, let's don't forget, they've also struggled mightily. They lost to Vanderbilt, who's not ranked. They lost to I can't even think. Tennessee. Tennessee, who's ranked ahead of them. They barely beat South Carolina. South Carolina is the team that's kicking themselves this year. They've blown LSU, Alabama, and there's like one other game they've lost. They pissed away. So Alabama's today was a butt kicking times 10. So yeah, that was a butt kicking. That was a playoff game, and they showed up. LSU did not.
Yeah.
You know, the guy says he's getting too hypothetical. It's not hypothetical. It's what it is. I mean, I've been saying Notre Dame is the 8 seed for a month now. That's where I think they're going to end.
Yeah, I'm with you. With you. I like it. Well, good stuff. Well, Tim, good show. Notre Dame 50. If I would have told you before the season Notre Dame beats FSU by 49, you would say, Mike, wake up. Mike, what are you doing?
This was the game when we talked a year ago, it feels like, right? It was just like the last couple of years with the big three being that SC game, the Ohio State, Clemson. This year was set up perfectly, right? A&M to start. Florida State, home November, top 10 matchup. Thinking, I mean, we were like, all right, if Notre Dame has a loss, you're 7-1 coming into this game, top 10, and then you end at the Coliseum and USC. Nope, Mike, your best games are Army and Navy this year.
Army and Navy. Well, of course A&M. But
of course A&M, yes. Of course, yeah. So it is what it is. You got UVA next. Spank the living hell out of them at home. And then Army their defense is freakish. So I can't wait to dive in and watch a little bit of them. Not that they've played monsters. North Texas today was the best team they played all year.
Ooh.
And the score is only 14-3. So I'm curious to see. I don't know anything about North Texas whatsoever. So I don't know what offense they can run the double wing for all I know. So curious to see how they played defense. That's going to be a fun game. And then obviously SC is going to have a new quarterback. They're a mess and a half, so hopefully they stay a mess. That's the one team I don't give a damn. Let's just go beat their ass and take it to them. But and get that 8 seed, man. Get that 8 seed and host Mike, and you and I do a post-game show on a Friday night. That's my prediction.
I love it. Let's do it.
Yes.
Sounds good. Folks, I just checked. We only have 193 likes. What the hell are we doing? Hit the thumbs up. Should be easily like 400. Easily should be 400. So if you're watching right now, hit the thumbs up. Like if you're on a little right, this is little what's that movie called?
Hey, by the way, before we
start, here, hold on. Thumbs up. See, we just hit 206. Hit this. Hit the thumbs up.
Hold on, real quick. We had a lot of positives before we started saying, "Hey, I think we're going to get ties tonight," and sure enough, we did. I love how we didn't wear them last week, and literally half the comments were about.
Listen, last week I was like, I just can't. I was just trying to survive, or the 2 weeks ago. But now, the girl, my baby girl's 3 weeks old in 2 days, and feeling a little bit more into a
routine, right?
A little bit more. It's been good. It's been good. Tonight's gonna be pretty brutal because I got to edit the video of Horka and Jack talking. And I have a couple other things to do before I get some shut eye. So post this as a podcast and all that good stuff. So
it was a hell of a win. It was, especially this time of year, man. Just put things up. All those old farts sitting in the playoff committee, they're not watching every single minute, right? They're looking at a few things and rolling from there. They're just going to look at all the data and the analytical stuff and pick it. So, but Notre Dame's got tiebreakers, man. That is the positive, especially over Miami, SMU. We talked about that on Tuesday night. Notre Dame's head-to-head because they play 4 light teams, 4 common opponents, SMU does. So Notre Dame's going to have big point differential against SMU. So that's a good thing.
Tim's probably going to finish up here. All right, that is going to do it for this show. Live with Goolsby tomorrow night. Tim and I will be back on Tuesday night after the college football playoff updated polls or rankings. So we'll definitely talk after that. So folks, hit that thumbs up if you have not done so yet. If you're listening via podcast, appreciate you. Leave us a 5-star review wherever you listen to your podcast. Make sure you fill out the reason why you're leaving a 5-star review. That would be awesome. And yeah, folks, head to blueandgold.com. We will catch you guys next time.